Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey famille will be back with an explosive WWE return in June. After weeks of silence, anticipation is building for the return of Roman Reigns, WWE's most dominant and polarizing figure of the modern era. According to multiple reports, Reigns is slated to make his comeback in June 2025, with speculation pointing toward the Money in the Bank Premium Live event on June 7 as the likely stage for his reemergence. While WWE has not officially confirmed the date, all signs suggest that the tribal chief is about to reinsert himself into a rapidly shifting power structure, one that may no longer bow to his rule. Reigns' absence began after the Raw following WrestleMania 41, where he suffered a brutal beatdown at the hands of Seth Rollins and rising powerhouse Braun Breaker. Adding salt to the wound, Paul Heyman, once Reigns' most loyal mouthpiece, appeared to side with the new alliance, symbolically passing the torch while stabbing Reigns in the back. It was a masterclass in storytelling that blurred the line between kayfabe and reality, setting the stage for a high-stakes return. This wasn't Reigns' first vanishing act of the year. Earlier in 2025, he took a post-Royal Rumble break, also attributed to an on-screen injury from Rollins. That break allowed WWE to reshuffle its main event deck, temporarily moving the spotlight onto other superstars, but never fully taking the focus off Reigns. The current heel alliance of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman represents a potent threat to the returning tribal chief. Rollins, a former Shield stablemate, shares a long and deeply personal history with Reigns that fans have watched evolve over the past decade. From allies to bitter enemies, their rivalry has headlined countless main events, but never with the added wild card of a third-gen star like Breaker. Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner, has quickly evolved from NXT standout to one of WWE's most physically imposing figures. His partnership with Rollins, mentored by the ever-strategic Heyman, isn't just about brute force, it's a calculated power move. This trio could become the defining antagonists of the second half of 2025. While Roman Reigns has been away, the Bloodline storyline has continued to simmer. Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso have all pursued their own agendas, and internal tension has left the faction vulnerable to collapse or reinvention. Will Reigns return as the unchallenged head of the table, or will he find his seat usurped? One scenario could see Reigns return not to reclaim his position, but to dismantle the Bloodline entirely. Alternatively, WWE could be building to a multi-layered power struggle involving Rollins' faction, the fractured Bloodline, and a handful of rising stars eyeing the throne. Either way, his presence will redefine the factional landscape. Roman Reigns has transitioned to a part-time role, inking a limited appearance contract that allows him to preserve longevity while making his appearances feel monumental. At 39, Reigns has openly hinted in interviews that retirement could be on the horizon, potentially as early as after WrestleMania 42. That reality gives every upcoming appearance extra weight. Each match, promo, and confrontation may be one of his last. Reigns' expected June return could mark the start of a final full-fledged feud, or perhaps his last major storyline arc. Whether it leads to a revenge mission, a shocking turn, or a farewell tour remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, WWE is saving a seismic moment for when he steps back into the spotlight. With Money in the Bank right around the corner, fans are bracing for Reigns to show up unannounced, setting the tone for a turbulent summer. Could he interfere in a headline match? Launch a surprise attack on Rollins or Heyman? Or perhaps reveal a new ally of his own? However, after a fiery departure and no shortage of sharp words after her exit, WWE may not be done with Ronda Rousey just yet. The former UFC champion's last match was at SummerSlam in 2023, where she lost to Shayna Baszler. The assumption at the time was that it was her last match in WWE. Since leaving WWE, Ronda Rousey hasn't held back. In addition to calling out top executives and telling Pritchard and Laurinaitis, "Go f*** yourselves," She also said WWE's women's division only got better after Vince McMahon stepped away from creative. But a new report says the door isn't fully closed to her working with the company in the future. On Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez said WWE still wants to do something with Rousey, and that could also mean Shayna Baszler will be back in the picture. WWE still wants to do something with Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler obviously retired Ronda Rousey, or at least was her last match in WWE. She ran her off. So I could not say that there's no chance we'll never see Shayna Baszler again. I cannot say we'll never see Shayna again, because if WWE makes a deal with Ronda and Ronda wants Shayna back, she'll be back. That's big news considering Shayna Baszler was one of the names released in WWE's huge round of cuts last week. Her release caught some in the company off guard, but her connection to the baddest woman on the planet, both on and off screen, could make her a name to watch if Rousey did indeed return. They always say anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling. And despite her strong shots at the company in the 2 years since leaving, this report shows no door is ever fully closed when money can be made. The former women's champion has been posting many videos in recent weeks, getting back into tip-top shape following the birth of her second child. However, WWE Rumor Roundup: Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes return dates, updates on Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey, and more. In our latest WWE Rumor Roundup, we share news on Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, Chelsea Green, and more. It also sounds like SmackDown will finally drop that third hour next month. We're days away from Backlash. You can read our preview by clicking here. And in the wake of WrestleMania, the upcoming PLE could set the stage for what looks to be an exciting summer for WWE. The company is currently missing at least a couple of its biggest stars, and in our latest Rumor Roundup, we have updates on what the future holds in store for both Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. There's also news on Liv Morgan and a possible WWE return for UFC icon Ronda Rousey. Post-WrestleMania is always a strange time for WWE, and a period when the company's momentum occasionally dips. We'll see if that's the case in 2025, but there are some undeniably promising updates here. Hi lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Lima. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, and subscribe the channel,